Thinking.
Dream Crusher!
Don't believe in aliens, they're never going to land. Don't believe in cryptids that leave footprints in the sand. Don't believe in spirits appearing from the dead. The only demons out there are living in your head. Dream Crusher, the Lord of non-belief. If you can't prove it, no one can get ready for the breeze. I'm dedicated, skeptic, we all know what that means. He's lurking in the shadows and crushing on your dreams. Dream Crusher, the Lord of non-belief. If you can't prove it, no one can get ready for the breeze. I'm dedicated, skeptic, we all know what that means.
Hello, everybody! Woohoo! It's Friday night. I love it.
Happy Friday!
Donna's back.
I am back.
Look, she's right here.
I am here.
right here.
Hi guys, I missed y'all.
Oh, it's good to see everybody. Hello, Aaron Bacon. Hello, Cat Mac.
What was that?
Yeah, my high voice is just
that was
going.
Bad.
It's date night.
That's better.
Is that better? That
Yeah,
was my
that was
Bee
better than
Gees.
the first one.
Bee Gees
I don't
kind of
even know what
singing
you
voice
said.
there. Oh, who else we got? Wait, it's going by so quick. Hold on a second.
Kenny's in puberty.
Oh my God. Hey, Laura B. John without an H. Malachi's here. Hey, Joe Vitale. I see you. Friday House. We got Wandering Wenchy. We got Pump. We got there's Blast Rights. Max Sage Rat. Nice. I like that. That's
Jade
a cool
Kitten's
name.
in the house.
Ladies Frights here. Jade Kitten's in the house. We're saying hi. Kit Ford's in the house. Hello. It's good to see everyone as the names come in. Dan Green, 81. Hello. Is that a new name?
The King Biddle.
Well, I like you.
The King, really?
You may stay for the entire show. We will not ban him. Obscure reference, man.
I need a better teeth than Kenny.
Shauna is in the house. Oh my goodness, there's so many people. I love it. No pressure for our guest. There's just a whole ton of people that came to see her. And I'm excited to get to the guest because I think it's going to be a fun show. We're going to get a lot of good information. So let me see. Did I get everybody?
No.
There's
like 55
Alfaba
people.
was framed. I know, but not everyone comments.
Michael Burkeen is in there.
Michael Burkeen.
People
Chemical
from
Knee
the
Rub.
very
All
Very
right.
front.
So if I didn't get to you, I apologize. And I want to say a general hello and greetings program to everyone.
There you go.
There you go. I said that the other day,
Right.
and what did I think I said it early in the show, and Tim was like, "Greetings program." It's Tron, man. It's Tron. Classic. All right, so let's go over the rules before we bring our guest on. Basic rules. Rule number 1 is that you are encouraged to ask questions. That's what the show is about. It's an educational show. It's for all of us to learn together and figure things out. And rule number 2 is really important. If you do have a question for me or our guest tonight, we're going to take questions during the second hour, but you're free to put them in the first hour too. But make sure that you put a capital Q in front of it. That way Donna can pick it out from the rest of the conversations going on. Rule number 3 is that we don't know everything. Please understand that. We try very hard to learn as much as we can about different topics and the subject matter that we're discussing. But sometimes there's going to be gaps in our information, and we're going to have to say, I don't know. And that's perfectly acceptable. Acceptable.
Did you start drinking?
I
I think you need
I
to.
did.
Oh, you did.
I did.
That's the
I did. I was slightly pre-gaming. Rule number 4 is that we follow the Patrick Swayze rule here, and that's be nice. You can be in the chat room. You guys can talk. You can discuss. You can have conversations about anything from bacon to hot dogs to whatever. Ooh, I'm glitching there. Did you see that?
No.
I was glitching a little bit. Paranormal, whatever. That's fine. But please don't degrade into hostility, name calling, and insults that are just flying around. Just don't be a dick. That's the bottom line. Because if you do, Donna will take you out. Can we talk about bacon on hot dogs? Yes, because I do love myself a Texas Tommy, which is the bacon wrapped hot dog with cheese. Oh my God.
I haven't had one of them in so long.
Good. That's not since like Nifty 50s.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good. Rule number 5 is my favorite one. I'm off. Why am I off? I mean, I feel off.
It looks like the camera's
it's like slightly off.
A little.
Is that better? That might be
That's
better.
a little
That's
bit
a little bit better.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Drink up, participate, learn, and have fun. Because that's really the core of this show.
Hi, guys.
That
I'm
we
glad
do
to be back.
every week. All right. With that, I'm going to switch out to my special guest frame here, and I'm going to bring on our special guest. Here we go. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Jenny's here. Jenny Twigs is here.
Hello, everyone in chat.
Do I have there we go. An applause there. I got to remember I have sound effects.
I know you forgot. Yeah.
So, hello. How are you?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I didn't know you pre-gamed. This is news to
I
me.
didn't either until we started talking.
It's general usually I keep it on the wraps. But then I get extra excited when the show starts because I'm excited about like the energy in the room.
Seriously?
Because I know I get the rule is
here's your first question.
Oh, Jenny,
energy.
Please say what energy.
I said it.
All right.
I did it.
Michael Burking is going to be out here soon. No, I'm
he
kidding.
is. No, he only has an hour. He's got another show tonight.
All right. So you have been on the show before. You were on when we had Joan and Stevie on.
Yep.
The three of you came up. You hung out. We had a interesting show. We'll leave it at that. It was very interesting. I had fun. I enjoyed it.
I thought it was great.
So, but then you reached out and very kindly thanked me for having you on the show, and that was really nice. And I was just like, hey, like while I have you here, do you want to come on and talk about this? Because honestly, I was truly impressed with the research that you did with this Ghostbusters Ruling, which is why I'm wearing the Ghostbusters shirt today. Yes, got to tie it in. I think we briefly chatted about that. I remember talking to Joan, and we were talking about like coming up. This was before you guys came up. We were discussing the trip, and she mentioned your name. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I know her, you know, but it's nice. And she's like, oh yeah, she did this really cool video. It was on the house in Nyack, the legally house. I was like, wait a minute, is that Jenny? Tell me it's Jenny. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, brought it up, showed her. She's like, yeah, that's right. I'm like, son of a bitch, I love this video. This was awesome. This set me on and we won't go into it now, but this set me on a mystery adventure to track down something that just boggled my mind. And I actually called in Obscure Reference Man to help me. And he actually is the one that, well, no, actually both together, we figured it out. Anyway, so I'm going to ask you again. I know I asked you before, but every new guest, since this is your first solo outing with
debut,
us.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
Debut. I like that. That's
Yeah.
more Hollywood. I like that. That's much better. Since this is your solo debut on the Skeptical Help Bar.
Yes.
Look, she's all even straightened up.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
What is your origin story? Tell us how you got into this.
Right. So the way that I like to start this is, as a child, I was always interested in like mysterious things, right? Paranormal, cryptids, whatever. But the way I felt about them was similar to how like a young kid might feel about a unicorn. It's cool and you really wish they were real, but like you kind of know that it's not real. That's how I felt until I did have like a firsthand experience that I personally cannot explain. Do you want me to go into it?
Yes.
If you want to, yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
please.
good.
Always
I love this
intrigued.
story. So I was in 7th grade and I was working on homework at my parents' house alone. We only had one cat at the time. And I'm just like on my computer working, whatever. And I see something like out of the corner of my eye. And like I truly thought it was just something like floating in my eye, like something white. Right. And I'm so bored, don't want to do my homework. So I'm like trying to keep it in my eye. Or at least I think I am, because whenever you move your eye, the floaties move. I'm bored.
Right.
Right.
Clearly.
All us older people know that.
So I see this floaty thing kind of going down in the same direction that my staircase is, also in the corner of my eye. And then I start to turn a little bit more and I see this, what I thought was in my eye, this white mist coming down the stairs. At the same time, my cat is crossing the threshold, about to get in front of the stairs. This thing comes down to the bottom. My cat looks up, freaks out, skids in place, and runs away.
Oh, wow.
I called my mom, a little freaked out. My mom comes home. So many years later, I asked her, I was like, Mom, did this happen? Because I'm trying to keep a false memory. Did this happen? And she remembers it happening very distinctly. So it was real. And the thing that like makes me not feel like I can explain it is the fact that my cat reacted to something that I thought was just in my eye.
Right.
Like an animal is not going to lie, I don't think, about like running away from something. Something's triggering the cat to run away. This cat was very chill and he like was running in place for a little bit and then booked it.
Right. He was like
a cartoon thing where it's like,
genuinely he did that for like a second. It was crazy.
He couldn't get his
That's
but
funny.
that's like one of the most credible experiences I feel like I've had, because that is a second party that I feel like couldn't lie to me or just like feed into my experience and be like, oh yeah, that was a ghost. So that's my origin story.
It's always interesting about like, because I think everyone has a story that's in this community. Everyone has a story, whether they're a skeptic or not, or a believer or in between, wherever you are. I mean, I have a story of I thought I saw my grandfather after he passed away, and like I was sleeping in the basement, his room in the basement, because he had lived with my parents for a while when he got older, and he used to live in the basement. We made a little room for him and all. And after he passed, I slept down there because I was really close to him. And I woke up one night and I thought I saw him coming around the stairs and like coming towards me. But I don't know. I was really young. I don't know if I was asleep or dreaming or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that really sparked my interest in all things paranormal. So it's a cool story that you have, and having the cat. I mean, it's always fun when a cat just freaks out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Runs
And
away.
like it just like his name was Dusty, rest in peace. That was like my guy. Like we were tight, me and that cat. So I feel like I know his mannerisms really well. And he wasn't the kind of cat to do that randomly. And we had been living in that house my entire life.
Okay.
So, and also that house was like, we built it. It's not an old house. There's absolutely no reason for that thing to be haunted.
Oh.
But
Okay.
there was a few other things afterwards that also happened, but that's my origin story. So
Awesome. That's cool. And that just set you on the course of like loving paranormal things. Like,
I mean, to be
ghost
fair, I was
stories.
kind of already on that course. It was just my belief in it that changed.
Right.
Okay. So it solidified it more?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to say that I'm a skeptical believer. And most of the time when I talk to people, I say, I believe that there might be something strange going on. I'm very skeptical of the methods that we are exploring it. That's kind of how I think
Okay.
That's a
about
good way
it.
to say it. Yeah.
That's I like that. Yeah.
Thank you.
I agree. So many times the method that people are using that we see on so many of these YouTube channels and TV shows, the method is just not correct.
Yep.
And it's the method is usually designed, and I use that term loosely, to create an anomaly rather than try to figure it out and understand it. So awesome. Hey, Diana, I see you. So, all right, we're going to talk about the Ghostbusters Ruling, which is a fabulous case. I think it was in 1991. Am I correct there?
The case?
The case.
Yes.
Okay.
The stuff I cover, many more years.
Many more years ago. So
Yeah.
my basic overview, what I recall just off the top of my head, is that there was a family that was in a house. They were going to sell it. They're in Nyack, New York, and they're right on the river.
Water. Yeah, the river.
Right on the river. We visited. So we were there
Yeah,
too.
we were there
We
years
actually
ago.
went there and visited because we have a friend, and
lives there.
we'll mention him later in the show. But we have a friend that lives in Nyack, and we went to visit him. And unfortunately, we didn't call ahead, so he wasn't there. And I was like, wait a minute, that house is here. We got to go see it. And I got a couple pictures of me in front of the house, just like you were in your video. And so person lived there, knew of stories. They were told stories. They might have had experiences in there themselves. They wrote about it, published some stories, then tried to sell the house. And there was an issue when the matter of this house might be haunted came to light. And there was a court case. So that was it in a nutshell. I'm not going to go into it anymore. I'm going to let you literally take the stage and tell us a story, Jenny.
Oh gosh. Okay. So one thing I want to start with a small correction is Helen Ackley is kind of like the main character of this story. She lived in the home with her family for a few years and she experienced the hauntings, but she was not told about any hauntings. The only thing that she ever kind of got a preface for is some like kids that were playing across the street when she was looking to buy the house was like, "Oh, are you buying the spooky house?" Because it was abandoned for 7 years before she bought it.
That's what I remember reading.
That is like the most that she knew of the house. And it actually makes me pretty sad because I think she bought it, I believe it was 1967. And from my research, which we'll talk about later, it's an old house. Like there is history to it. And even she didn't know it, which means that the history that I uncovered later had been forgotten about already, like in the 60s, which made me feel pretty sad. Because if she knew what I knew, I think she would have been saying, "Oh yeah, this is haunted because of this reason and that reason." So either way, so she had these experiences. And from my research, I think she genuinely did like feel like she experienced something. She doesn't say that anything is negative. She kind of has a very like loving way of talking about these ghosts, which I think is really sweet. Not everything needs to be like a horror story. She's just, yeah, there's these spirits in the house and I like it and they like it and it all is good. It's all hunky-dory. She posted, I think her first ever like public talking of it was in the 1977 Reader's Digest article, which was a submission that she did for they were looking for submissions about like strange phenomenon. So like there was a monetary reward for a story about spooky stuff, which is good to know. So she did that, which kind of, you know, was local and the community people knew about it. I think maybe she talked about it later in a newspaper, but that was kind of it. Like it wasn't a huge. Oh, continue. Go ahead.
So, no, I was gonna wait.
Okay.
I don't like being interrupted, so I hate interrupting other people. So I try to wait. But if anyone is interested, you can come to the Center for Inquiry because we have an original copy of that Reader's Digest with the stories, and you can't read the entire thing because it is now in our gallery museum, which is down the end of the building now. But I do have scans of it, so I can let you read it, but you can see the actual book. So I just want to throw that in there. There's
also a way to read it digitally, but I don't know if you can.
I mean, it's available. It's available.
Yes.
Anytime these are movie props to me. Like I love movie props. I love making movie props. I love getting replicas. But when it comes to this community and like some of the famous hauntings or experiences and stuff, whenever there's a prop, like I want one. I want an original copy of the Reader's Digest, and I have so many magazines, and you saw them when you were here. Like I have magazines that are original from like the Brown Lady of Raymond Hall, this one, anything I can get my hands on, because I think that's really cool. That's connecting to that history.
I'm the same way, which is why I'm mad about the thing that you obsessively looked for. So we'll talk about that later. So she publishes this article, and then nothing really happens. They live happily in the home for a few years. And then I think she puts the home up for sale. I think it's 1989. It kind of like blurs between 1989 and 1991 just because of how stuff goes down.
Right.
She sells the home after I believe she had 2 daughters and 2 sons. Helen had 2 daughters and 2 sons. One of them was named Cynthia. I'm not 100% sure what the others were named. And she had a husband named George. George passed away. The kids kind of moved out. Big house for one person. Taxes are getting high. She decides to sell the home. So she goes to sell the house, and she has an interested buyer, and his name is Jeffrey Stambovsky, and he has a wife, and they're like really interested in purchasing this home. The public story is that Jeffrey Stambovsky suddenly wants out of the contract because he's now hearing that there is this haunted reputation to the home. He doesn't want it. So he brings Helen Ackley to court. This is a contested fact that he does not know that the house was haunted, or did not know that there was a reputation, because there is a podcast called Strange Phenomenon that has great interviews. I highly suggest people, if you're interested, to go listen to this. They interview Cynthia, Helen's daughter. They interview the real estate agent. If you guys need links, can I put my website out here for people?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So JennyTwigs.com is where I keep all of my citations and my sources and links for things that I research in my video. If you go to the video section, you'll see more info for the Nyack house, and then there will be an interactive timeline and a bibliography and citation. You can find it there. So this interview was really interesting because the real estate agent claims that Helen actually would not allow Jeffrey Stambovsky to like sign any contract until he knew about the spirits in the home. So he distinctly remembers having a conversation over the phone where Helen was like, I'm not signing anything until you tell him about the ghosts in the house.
Oh, wow.
He's told about the ghosts. Everything is fine. It's signed. All of a sudden, I didn't know about this. I want out of the contract. So those are the two sides of the story. Okay. And there's a lot of details in the legal proceedings that I just don't understand. I am not a lawyer. Shocking. I know Legal Eagle did a video on this. He's a great YouTuber. But the case ended up being settled outside of court. Jeffrey Stambovsky did not keep the house. Helen Ackley had the house given back to her, but she sold it again like pretty instantaneously now that it was like publicized. And then after that, there was no more anything about hauntings.
That's interesting. Like I've heard the version that I heard was that he was interested in the house. He entered into a contract and then somehow got wind that it had a reputation. Not him though, but his wife.
Oh, yeah.
Stambovsky. Yeah. His
Stambovsky,
wife
yeah.
that heard, or somebody had mentioned that it was written about, that it was published, that it had stories about being haunted. And she was the one that said no. And then that's what kind of started the whole process of like, I don't want the house anymore. But that's only what I've read. I have no documentation to back that up.
And I don't think we really ever will have documentation on what happened. I noticed that somebody said there's like 3 sides to every story, and this is the truth.
Yeah.
I put a lot of personal weight and like credence in the real estate agent, the listing agent speaking about this.
Right.
Because he was working between the two, and he doesn't have anything to lose either way. It was already sensationalized. It's already like a historical thing. People love the story. I think either way it would have been fine. But yeah, I think that's really interesting. And I speculate, and this is just my hypothesis, that maybe Jeffrey Stambovsky heard about it beforehand, said it was fine, made the contract, then the wife found out about it, said, no, actually, I don't want this. And so they had to come up with a way to like back out of the contract, which was that they didn't know.
That sounds about right.
That sounds plausible.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does, because that's honestly, that's something I would pull.
Yeah, he would. And especially if it's like if you're getting all this attention now, you're moving, and now all of this attention is coming to this house, like I would reconsider.
I mean, I don't think the attention came to it until they started trying
the court
to back
case.
out. Yeah.
Right.
Maybe there was like local fanfare, like
right.
your neighbors, like, "Ooh, it's the haunted house," and maybe they were super superstitious and like, "No, I don't want anything to do with that bad juju," even though the ghosts were super nice. So,
I mean, when we decided to move up here to Buffalo, we're looking at houses, and I found a former funeral home that was available, and it was like, it had its own parking lot. It had the funeral home part, which was combined with the house.
It was kind of freaky.
It was a big house, and then I was like, look, all this room. You could have a craft store in the front. I could have a workshop.
He was trying to sell me.
I was like, this is great. And how cool would it be to say I'm a full-time skeptical investigator that lives in a funeral home? I mean, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's cool.
And I was all into it. I was looking. I asked for a quote. I like, how much and this stuff. And then when I mentioned to her, she's like, you thought about it at first.
I did. We talked about it.
Yeah. And then you were like, no, I don't want to live in a funeral home. There was like dead people in there.
Like, that's not the reason.
You can argue in some parts of the United States, there's almost always possibly somebody has died in your home.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But continue. This is interesting. I love this.
Okay. So, well, that is kind of what I have for like our modern day story, which is what I learned about when I was trying to find things to cover for my YouTube channel, something to like sink my teeth into. And so I'm hearing, oh my gosh, there's like these stories of Helen like seeing these spirits. Like in the Reader's Digest article, she specifically mentions painting the room. Like I think she said a battleship gray, and she was on this 8-foot step ladder, and she looks off to the side and she sees an apparition of this like young gentleman, and he's just kind of like chilling there, and she doesn't know what to do, so she starts talking to him. And she's like, do you like the color that I'm painting? Like, do you like what we're doing to the house? And he just kind of gives a silent nod, and then he fades away. Best ghost interaction I think you could ever hope for.
Exactly, right? I mean, that's what I would do. I'd be like, hey, you like this color?
Yeah, and the ghost was like, love it.
Sweet, moving on.
So that's kind of...
I would probably like, yeah. Well, I mean, I think everyone in the chat knows what I would do. Like, if I saw what I thought was an apparition, I'd be like, oh, what's up? Poke. You're squishy.
Yeah, are you squishy?
There's mass.
I touched it. Oh, I touched it. I didn't have a glove on.
You know, super off topic, but the thing about like ghosts that always skeeves me out, I've been on some investigations where I've heard what I think were like phantom footsteps, and what freaks me out is the suggestion of mass when there's nothing there. Like that is a haunting feeling.
Yes.
What was that?
Anyways,
question of what?
Of mass.
Of mass. Like they have mass.
Because
you have to have mass in order to
like
make that
noise.
contact.
Yes. Okay.
And cause that sound.
Mhm.
And yeah, trying to figure out like how would this actually work. You can't have something that has mass to bump into another solid object, but yet it can just vanish or walk through a wall, because it
Yep.
thinks it's a door there. This is where we start filling in the gaps,
Yeah.
and if you let your imagination go wild, you fill in all these reasons. That's why we have so many reasons why ghosts do everything under the sun and then change according to the narrative.
Yep.
Depending on your plot device, the ghosts do different superpowers.
And also, if you want to get like super historical about it, depending on the recent military conflicts, wars, religious beliefs at the time, what a ghost is and does changes.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
anyways, so she saw that apparition. That's how she kind of like started her story. And then she also mentions that like doors and windows would fly open in the house, kind of like stereotypical haunted house stuff. She mentions that her kids would be woken up by their bed shaking in the morning. Like they never needed any alarm clock for school because their beds would shake and they would wake up. And there was one time where their daughter was on school vacation and the bed was shaking, waking her up at like school time. And so the mom came in and was like, or maybe it was the daughter. She's like, hey, I don't have school this week. Like I'm on vacation. The bed didn't shake while they were on vacation, which I think is a cute story. There's also some stories about little gifts being left on like the nightstand for when there was a big occasion, either like a first communion or something like that. The father, George, supposedly saw a foot wearing moccasins go up a staircase. All he saw was like the feet moving up. And then there was also the youngest son had apparently become face to face with an apparition. He was looking through a fence and he sees this apparition and later described that he was wearing some kind of military garb. And when he looked at a photo of different military uniforms, it was a Revolutionary War Navy lieutenant that he had seen.
I think just seeing the feet.
I know.
I think I would be my curiosity. That would be frightening.
Yeah.
Well, I think what they were saying is that like the part was like it was cut off. Like there was a staircase going up, and there was like something covering. So he just saw like the last few. Sorry, let me go.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
And not just disembodied feet apparition. That's crazy.
Seriously, like my curiosity would overrule my fear of anything because I'd be like, did I really see feet? Did I see feet going up the stairs?
Yeah.
I'm following that. Like I'm going up the stairs to see that.
I joke that I'm not going to the gym to like train to get strong or anything. I'm going to the gym so I can chase down the apparition before it gets out of sight. That's what I'm working out for.
You can't lose eye contact.
No, you can't even blink. It's a whole thing.
I think that's a rule we can all agree on.
Exactly.
You don't lose eye contact.
So that was kind of, there might be a few like smaller stories that I'm missing, but that's kind of the general, like the hauntings. Oh, I'm sorry. There is one. She had some like weird feelings and talked out loud about how she's hoping that they're not mad at what they're changing about the house, and then said, I really appreciate the view of the river, yada yada, and apparently the spirit dissipated, but that's just like her internal feeling. So those are the hauntings that I found when I was like reading the Reader's Digest article and some newspapers, and I was like, oh wow, like historical garb, yada yada. I wonder when this house was built.
Rabbit hole.
If you guys haven't seen my video, that's literally what the entire thing is about, is me trying to find when the house was built. Like Zillow says, I think 1890. A few other articles say 1900, like definitively. They're like, it was built in 1890. And if you get a build date that is like even on like, you know, the 90s or like just like 1900, 1910, it's probably wrong because they don't actually know exactly what it is and they're estimating. So that's why I started going down my rabbit hole. I got a few gray hairs. I kind of stayed up late. It was really hard. It was a lot.
That sounds familiar, doesn't it?
I know that.
Well, it was just crazy to me that like this house was famous, right? Like there was national news. It was covered in the newspaper, and you're telling me like nobody looked into the history. Like
that's, you know what? That's common though. If we go back and look at like the Amityville and the Smurls case and even the Snedeker case and like these famous hauntings, that happen. Even the Doris Byther case, the for the Entity film, like everyone focused on what was happening at the time. There's very little when you look at that time frame. There's very little, if any, of the history. Nobody cared.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's just the way that I think about hauntings. I'm like, okay, is there some historical justification for this? Like, you're telling me you saw a Navy lieutenant. Did a Navy lieutenant live and die in the house? Usually, if you have a haunted house, you're like, oh yeah, some people died in the house, and that could be why it's haunted. They didn't say any of that, which is funny because 2 people died in the house. Like, they could have used that, but they didn't know. So
And that's funny. Like, I don't want to give too much away. I want you to tell the story, but hey, negative ones, member for 2 months. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But it's funny how the stories evolve around as I would see it, especially after all the research done, fictional characters rather than the real people that lived and died in a place. There were so many examples of that where it goes with the story and there's no historical documents to back it up.
yeah.
So, okay, continue, please.
Yes. So, oh God, where do I go next with this?
Yeah.
I
So
don't
you deep
know.
dive-
Oh,
Deep dive into the house.
deeper than I expected to dive into the house. I truly, when I first started researching that video, I was expecting to maybe take like a day to gather my resources. And then when I realized that nobody talked about this, I was like, oh no. So the first thing that I started doing was looking for maps of the area. Let me figure out when the house was built by maps. Didn't really narrow it down, but like, so I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Sanborn fire insurance maps.
We actually talked
Yeah.
about it when it came up in your video because I use them constantly.
Oh, I love them.
I'm
They're so
probably maybe like once a week at minimum. I use them because of exactly why you were using them. So
Yeah.
yes, but
Yeah.
please explain it to everyone who's not familiar.
So, especially for folks who maybe are outside the U.S., the Sanborn fire insurance maps were something that were created in like the early 19th and 20th centuries for fire insurance companies, excuse me, to have a map of like certain areas. I believe the purpose was so that they could figure out what like the liability would be if a certain area was like catching on fire, because back then lots of things were made out of wood, lots of towns burned down. This is a very common story that we see in towns that now have brick downtowns, is that they used to be wood and then they all got burned. So that's kind of like the reason that these exist. So I was looking for Nyack, New York, and I did. I found it. I believe it was a 1903, a 1900, and was it 1905? No, I think it was 1915. But either way, 1900 did not show a house. It showed a plot of land with the name Florence Nichols. And it showed specifically like no house, just that it was lot number 8. So I knew it wasn't built in the 1900s. So like debunked literally all of the other people who said 1900 or 1890. Like, you're wrong. So then I look and I see 1903. There is a house on there. And it's really cool. You can learn a lot about houses on Sanborn fire insurance maps, like what kind of shingles they had. Was it a wooden frame building? How many stories is it? Is it vaulted? Is there a slate roof? Really exciting stuff. So I love being able to like get a picture of the house like in the time that it was built. So I found that it was kind of like, okay, I don't know if there's anything else that I can get from these maps. I started going into the census. Oh my God.
It's like a deep dive. We've done that many times.
Thank God I know how to read cursive. I know that there's people who don't know how to read cursive.
Exactly.
You cannot do this if you don't know how to read cursive.
Because the
Oh my-
newest generation
you know
doesn't.
what? Yeah, wait. So you can read cursive?
Of course I can.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just making sure because you're pretty young, and
Right.
I learned cursive in school.
Okay. All right. So yeah, like so
Like
many
my
times.
son can't really write
our,
it
our
that
son,
well.
Our son.
You should see his
he
signature.
wasn't
It's
taught
not.
cursive.
No.
So
Okay, well, you can't judge people off their signature because most people don't even do that as true cursive.
I know. I mean, I scribble shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it's reading cursive, and especially like back then when you read some of the early like 1850 and then up to the early 1900s, it's so
tough.
It is tough, and I read them and correct like Ancestry, because sometimes Ancestry.com has the spelling wrong, and when you look at the original document, it's like, no, that it doesn't say what your Ancestry is saying. Like this is what it's saying. So yeah, I get it. It's difficult, but it's fun.
It is. Oh yeah, I like spend my spare time transcribing cursive documents that are like historical. There's a whole website that you can volunteer your transcription time and like get full documents transcribed for like museums and universities.
Oh, wow.
It's fun. Get yourself a cup of tea, put on like a nice like show in the background, and just like transcribe some cursive. But it's also like super old English, how the F was used in place of like the S. Like on some old headstones, you'll see what looks like a lowercase f, and it's supposed to be pronounced as S. Lots of things I have to keep in mind. But I was looking on the census, and I believe there was the 1905 census, and then there was the 1900 census. The 1900 census had Levita Place, which I forget to mention. The address is one Levita Place that this house was lived on. They did not write down any house numbers for all of these people living on the street. I was like, are you kidding? So essentially what I did is I was deep diving into deeds, trying to build a story of what happened to this plot of land. I was diving into newspaper articles, trying to get like, maybe if there's like a local newspaper talking about building permits, etc., anything like that. I found Florence Nichols, and I found her, I forget what it's called, like it was grant or like deed of the land, showing that an Anna Stewart had sold the land to Florence Nichols, who we saw was on the map. Anna Stewart lived across the street, so she clearly just like had some land and sold a piece of it to Florence Nichols.
Right. That was common, selling parcels. Yeah.
Yes, and so I'm gonna like kind of jump ahead a little bit, because this is something that I figured out today as I was prepping for my information.
That means exclusive.
Exclusive. You're here to hear first.
Oh my God! Exclusive on the Skeptical Help Bar, coming to you live.
Well, truly, if anybody in the audience, and I think Kenny, you'll even love this advice. If you are doing research, the best thing you can do is step away from your research for a day.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
How many times I thought I found everything? I take a day, I come back, and I do like the exact same Google search, and a different source comes up to the top of the page. I'm like, where were you yesterday? So I ended up taking a 5-month break because I thought I was done, and I was just prepping my documents to talk about this for today. And I was looking at that source, the grants and the deeds for Rockland County, and I'm looking at the dates. And it says that it has all of the deeds from 1798 to 1907. And I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. So Anna Stewart sold the land to Florence Nichols in 1887. I go through a few hundred pages to the 1900s, and I see Florence Nichols sold the land to a Eugene F. Perry, January 26th, 1903.
That's the Perry family.
And that 1903 map that showed the house,
yes,
that map was made in September of 1903.
Oh, awesome.
So for folks who have seen my video, I do find like the Perry family being the earliest family to ever be listed living at One Levita Place. I believe it was in like the 1915 census, or no, it might have been the 1903 census. I forget which one.
Earlier, yeah.
Yeah, and so I had to give like a really like big hypothesis that I think that was the family that built it, because I didn't have the concrete evidence. But as of today, as of this moment, I have the evidence that Eugene F. Perry and family built the house in 1903. Like that is the official build year.
Oh, we go to another applause. Yay!
I think it's crazy that little old me had an interest in this house, and I've discovered like the year that this house was built. Their historical society did not have this information. Like,
it's amazing. And that's good. And I agree with you. Like sometimes you get so engrossed in all the information, it all blends together, and you really need to just there's been plenty of times I just get up and I go down and start a different project, something else. Like everything's all over. I mean, well, you can kind of see my desk. Like everything's all over the place. I get up and just leave because I realize like I'm too deep in. You're so deep into that rabbit hole, you can't see the layers way above you.
No, it's like tunnel vision. Like I was truly looking at searching for names. I was kind of just focused on last name, first name, and like date. I didn't even think to look at what the source was that I was getting this information from.
Right.
And because I was using familysearch.com, which I like a little bit better than Ancestry, hot take. And they did not have in like their transcription when you search names, it just did not come up when you searched Nichols or Perry or Eugene. It just wasn't getting that information. So I had to manually search through. This thing is like 600 pages long. It was not fun.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it was a lot of fun. I love doing that. But yes, very exciting. I found that out recently. Like, I think I emailed it to you, Kenny, like maybe even 2 hours before the show or something. Like it's a recent find.
You did.
I like went around. I told my boyfriend, I told my roommate, I told my friend. I was like, guys, you have to understand. I was like, this parcel of land, this map, this census, when you see the dates, and they're like, whatever you say, Jenny.
Whatever you say, crazy person.
That's all right. I know the feeling.
Yeah,
Jenny comes to me all the time.
She's done it.
He wakes me up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
one of the
I don't wake up people.
I did a one. It was the oh my god, what is
I remember the
film.
story.
The film
the guy out in, was it Kentucky?
Oh my god, yeah. I totally forget what the film is.
I don't remember.
But I was researching it and I was trying to find, because somebody made videos and a full feature documentary and they put it out as true, and I was able to figure out.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The house where they did
like 3 films or something.
Yeah, like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can
and
see.
they were. I know. I can see the house and his
I can
face.
see like the
Blackwell. Wandering
Blackwell.
Yes, thank you.
Wandering Wendy.
Thank you, Wandering. So yeah, the Blackwell ghost. And I found like the house by searching like all night long. I was taking features from the film of the house and the surrounding lawn and sidewalk and street, and I was able to find it through Google Earth, just by going street by street. In where I thought it was, and I found it, and I did. I literally woke her up at like 2 or 3 in the morning.
It was
to tell her like I was
he's
excited.
like, you need to get out of bed. You need to see this.
You need to come see
get out of bed.
He made me get out of bed.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
He was working on it for so many days.
It's right there.
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
I solved this mystery. I broke it.
Yo, it feels so good to solve a mystery. It's like very rarely do we get a chance, I feel like, to solve a low stakes mystery, and this is the environment for that, and it's so exciting and it's so fun.
It's
so that was like the whole point of my video, was trying to figure out that information. So I'm so happy to figure that out.
Yay.
And you know, for folks who haven't seen the video, that is my hypothesis. Like, I did think that the Perry family built the home, so I guess I'm just validating my hypothesis with evidence, which is great. So at that point, I'm like, okay, I think I know who built the house and when. What's happened between 1903 and current day? Because we do not have that information either. So I attempted to string a timeline of what happened to this house. Built in 1903 by Eugene Perry. He passes away at age 66 in... Oh gosh, I can't remember right now. Either way, he passes away in the home at the breakfast table from a heart attack. Like, out of nowhere. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, he died in the home. Like, that's key number 1.
We got one
for a haunted house. Like, somebody died in the house. So, but what I really appreciate is I started like digging into Eugene Perry, and he was so instrumental to the community. He was a part of like every committee, donating money, like just a part of the community in so many ways. And I read his full obituary, and I have it on my video as well. And it was just kind of like really meaningful for me to like learn about this person. Like, a lot of times we can see these people as like characters in a story, but to realize that they are real people, at least like the real folks who are part of the history. I don't know, I like really felt so
connected.
I was gonna say like attached, but that's not the right word. I believe I say this in my video as well. Like I am a young woman in like 2026, living in Massachusetts. I have no reason to know the life of a man who lived in like the 20s, 30s, etc. Like we have nothing in common. I should not know.
Right.
And now I know much about him. And what was so cool, and I have to find this, so when I was looking for his name, I had found all of his obituaries, but I found a newspaper article that shows a photo that he took of a tornado that was happening in New York.
Get out.
Like a photo that he took. And it's like credit Eugene F. Perry. I have like a photo he took. What do you think? It's so cool. Like I felt like I really like was connected to him. It was really cool. His wife, her name is Margaret, which if you read the book that we're going to talk about later, Kenny, it's interesting actually. His wife Margaret also passes away in the home much later. I believe like the kids are much older. They have 2 daughters, 2 sons. Dorothy is, I think, the eldest daughter that they have. She lives just down the road, like I think 2 houses over. She kind of like takes care of the house afterwards, but Margaret also died in the home. That's 2 people who died in the home. And that's kind of like the main story of like the first family. Then we move into this really interesting like era of people who, when I first saw the census, I was like, this is wrong. There's like so many people listed as living at one La Vida place. It gets turned into apartments. So I end up going, I don't want to go through all the names right now because there's too many. Right. Like, I go through newspaper articles, I go through like the census data, who's living there. And then we kind of get to like modern day where you can't look at the census. So I'm looking at newspapers and I see like the sale of the house when it starts to get talked about for like who actually lives in the home that we know about. And I believe somebody earlier mentioned it. Adam Brooks, who was the author of Practical Magic, buys the house. Yeah. He sells it to a well-known singer, Ingrid Michaelson, I think her last name is. And then she sells it to another well-known artist, Mataseyu. And then he sells it to whoever's living there now. So that's kind of like the modern folks who live there. So at that point, when I had found all this information, I did not have my like full concrete evidence on who built the house. So I started to look at this interesting book that I'm hearing about that was written by a medium who visited the house because apparently there's some historical information. And I was like, okay, interesting. Cannot find the book. It's nowhere. It's not online. But before you do anything, Kenny, I did find somebody who did buy the book.
Right.
Gibi's Horror Homestead, who's a Five Nights at Freddy's reaction channel and theorist channel, by the way. So it's very strange that he did this as like a side project.
Right.
But super helpful because he also sent me the scans of like the map area that I was really curious about because they say that they're investigating it and they have a map of the area. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be the missing map that tells me who built the house. It's not even the right area. It is in Nyack, but it's not any like information that matters to me. And the psychic medium, I have somebody who wants to say hello here.
Oh,
this is Miso. Miso,
hi,
say
Miso.
hi, buddy. He also appears in the video. He loves to bother me when I'm green screening.
Because there's that brief thing where you're like, oh.
He was like so mad that I wasn't paying attention to him.
My dog does the same thing.
Oh yeah, and he's just a part of the video. It's fine. Where was I? Yes. So I start like learning about this book, and the medium, I think his name is Glenn Johnson. I was expecting like some paranormal investigators went to the house, right? They remote get information, remote channel from Oregon.
Right.
And if you don't live in the US, that is opposite sides of the country, brother. Like that is nowhere close. And he channels this spirit named Moses, not from the Bible, Moses, who then goes into the spirit world to connect with the spirits of the house in Nyack and brings the information back to Glenn Johnson.
I see like a ethereal operator from like the 40s and
Literally.
50s, like somebody taking out a pin, like, oh, you need to connect here. Okay, hold on, click. putting pins in.
Oh, you need to
connecting
talk
the
to somebody
wires.
in Nyack? Okay, please hold.
Yeah, please
Yeah.
hold.
Yeah.
I have a call for
Hey,
Nyack.
my
Yes.
grandma used to do that.
Yeah, I remember you telling me. Yeah.
So that really dampened my spirits because I was hoping, even if it was like a psychic medium who visited in person or like a
Right.
paranormal investigator, like they might have dug into the local history, but because they were so remote, I really don't feel like they did much. They did contact somebody from the Historical Society once they felt like they had information on the spirits in the home, but they were going off of names. I feel like one of the names was Michael. I might be wrong about this, that he was the main ghost in the house and that was who Helen had seen. And so then they're looking for anybody named Michael.
Okay.
And therefore, any information they get historically doesn't matter. What's interesting is that apparently Moses, the spirit, says that there is a spirit of a woman named Margaret in the house. Margaret was the wife of Eugene Perry. But they give more details and say that Margaret was the secretary to Michael. So it's not like the same person at all.
Right,
There's no
right.
actual connections. Other than the name, I just think that's interesting that it's the same name. So, yeah. Do you want to talk about your book, Obsession, Kitty?
So I come into this story a little bit, but it was more like behind the scenes where I watched your video, and as soon as you mentioned that you could not find the book, that triggered me. So I was like, all right, we got to find this book. And I started looking, couldn't find it. I pulled in Tim Binga, our librarian, obscure reference man, in the chat. Asked him, and he's like, let's see. And we're working on it. He actually found someone that owned the book, and I think he's still in the chat. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, but I think the guy kind of posed or set himself up to look like a library.
Oh.
And so we are part of the library system up here, so we can actually get books from other libraries. So he set it up to actually to get it on loan. But it seems like it was the guy's personal library, not an actual library. So it was a private person
There you go.
with their library online. Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
So that didn't work out because we tried to make arrangements and he never contacted us again. Luckily, though, I have a friend that lives in Nyack, and his name's Mitch, a longtime friend. I reached out to him. I send him stuff for the World's Fair, for the 64 World's Fair, because he's a big enthusiast. So whenever I find stuff in the wild, I pick it up, I send it to him. And he had just received a package from us and said, hey, if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. And I was like, you know what?
Hey.
There is.
There is.
Can you go to the local library and see if they have this book? Because it looks like they have 2 of them. And I really need a copy of this book. So I'm gonna be a little vague here. Originally they said they would loan it, but I think they found out about CFI and gaslighted us. I guess they didn't.
Oh,
want us
that's
to ruin it.
interesting.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of skip over some parts here just so we don't get anyone in trouble. But long story short, I had the physical book in hand, and it was great because it arrived the day you showed up.
Meant to be.
It was priceless.
And I was able to come out of my office and be like, oh, look what I got.
I was so the emotions. I was like, I need that. Like, let me touch it.
So we do have a copy of it. So a full copy, a PDF that I haven't read through yet. But
show the people what it's called. You didn't.
so it's
Also, yeah, his name wasn't Michael. It's George. That's the main ghost. That's the
George,
medium.
okay.
Sir
Yeah.
George. And then it like goes off the rails so quickly. It turns into the Sir George character and all about him. So it's like none of this information is relevant actually,
Right.
for my research. But
But it was
crazy that
fun.
you found it.
It was fun. And it was nice because we were able to come full circle and get you a copy of it. So
Yeah, which I appreciate. Thank you so much.
we're in this together. So
Yes.
I felt like as soon as I get that was like a no-brainer. Like if I found it, you were getting a copy. No,
appreciate that.
No question about that. So
because I am also kind of doing a personal library thing where I'm trying to collect. Sorry, this is off topic, but I'm trying to collect vintage and antique books that are related to like the New England specific area and like mysteries or unexplained phenomenon. I know New York's technically not New England, but like it's close enough. I can drive there. So that means a lot to me that I have like a way to like physically have it. I actually have the same palmistry book that I'm seeing in the background of your
this one?
Yeah, I believe I do.
That was Indra's
The Houdini one?
no. Indra Shira.
Can I see the cover? I'm a visual person. Oh, maybe not. They all look the same.
This is the wife of the photographer that took the Brown Lady of Raymond Hall photo.
Ooh. Okay, then I do have to check if that's the same one then.
He used her name in interviews.
Wow.
So I was able to find out about that and actually get it, and then even get a newspaper clipping.
Ooh, that's sick.
From her.
Wow.
This is probably the most expensive book I've ever bought. So, but that's not saying too much. I think I paid like $45 for it. Because I'm used to paying like 50 cents.
I'm bad. I go for like rare.
Yeah.
Old.
Okay. Oh
books.
yeah.
It's so cool to have them. I mean, most of the time I do look for ones that are like 20 something bucks. I have like a stack here. This is so off topic, but like this is one that I recently got that I need to put in my catalog. Strange and Unexplained Phenomenon. I don't know if this is actually New England. And this isn't that old. I have one from the 70s. There's like a whole stack here. But I'm just collecting them. I think it all started. Sorry, I know this is so off track. So there's a local thrift store in Massachusetts called Savers. It's just like a local thrift.
Have Savers, yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Love Savers. I always go into their book section because you never know where stuff is. And I stumbled across a book called Mysterious New England and like Unsolved Mysteries of New England. Never heard of this book before, never seen it. I've never heard of the stories that are inside of it. It's like unexplained axe murder on a boat. Like weird activity at a house. And I was thinking that's so cool. And I'm trying to get ideas for things to cover that are a little bit more obscure for my channel. So that's kind of where I've started collecting books. And now it's an issue because now I have a lot.
Yeah. Well, I have a few.
Yeah, I noticed.
If there's books that I want and it's too expensive, I send an email to Tim like, hey Tim, I think the library needs this book.
Needs is doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
We bought a Houdini book from John Cox, who is the like foremost expert on Houdini. And it was I think the first 2 years of Houdini's diary. So they have all his diaries from the first 2 years of his career, and they not only put pictures of it, but transcribed it and annotated it and added extra pictures. It's a beautiful book, but way too expensive for me. So Tim was kind enough to obtain it for the library, so I get to read it. But
that's so cool.
So we're going to take our break, and then we will come back and we'll continue the story because I want to hear more. I know you have more to talk about. So because this is interesting, and I think everyone is enjoying this. I'm seeing a lot of good comments about loving history and the research, so we're going to keep going with this. But for now, we are going to take our break, and that is 4 minutes and 9 seconds from
now.
And now for something completely different.
Welcome, my fellow skeptics. Welcome, one and all. I am the chief investigator. Oh, come along, old chap. We will have a ball. Now, if you will excuse me, it's time to open the mic. Good night. Good night. Kenny Biddle's the name, investigating's my game, and I will have at it. Quid pro quo. As the head of this committee, hunting for ghosts can be shitty, but there is nothing better that I know. I am a skeptic. skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? Let's open the bar and ask some questions, alright. Maybe you might find an answer or two. I will find the truth this night and day. And if my name is not Kenny Biddle, then I assure you here I will not stay. Good day. Kenny Biddle's the name, ghost hunting's the game. I won't let anything get in my way. Too many fakers out there, too many chefs, too many toe tappers, none of it makes any sense. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? Let's open the bar and ask some questions, alright. Maybe you might find an answer or two. Who knows? There may be ghosts in the machine, but trust me, I am not so keen. I prefer to see these things clearly, not in 144p. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? If you don't think I am right, let's open my night. Yeah, yeah. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? If you don't think I am right, let's open my night. Yeah. If you have an answer or two, let Kenny Biddle solve it for you. Let Kenny Biddle solve it for you. The one and only Kenny Biddle. Kenny Biddle. Kenny Biddle. Kenny
Rock and roll. Gets me pumped up. All right. We still have we still have so much story. I'm excited. I'm enjoying this. I really love this. So I'm
so happy you are. I love that there is like a story to this house.
Yes.
Like just the fact that it makes me sad to know that it wasn't known before this, really. Like, I feel like if Helen Ackley had known anything, she would have been like, oh yes, and the two original builders of the house passed away. And something that I forgot to mention that like kind of throws a wrench in my whole thing. Not really a wrench, but like would need to be followed up on. In the podcast that I mentioned that has an interview with Cynthia, who is Helen's daughter, she mentions that there was a young gentleman who lived on the street who was the grandson of the builder, and his name is Scott. I have emailed, I have reached out in every possible avenue I can to these people to get the last name of Scott. Never heard back.
Okay.
And I only know of one grandson for what is his name? Eugene and Margaret Perry, and his name is Arthur. But I haven't dug into everybody's, children and etc. So it's just interesting that they said that, because it's like, ooh, that could really help me or really hurt me. My hypothesis here.
what I'm hearing is obscure reference man. If you're still in the chat, we have a side project. Help out. Find
And I will send you all of my research. So something that I'm currently working on is a long PDF document of everything basically that I explained in my video to send to the Historical Society. So anybody in the future who's asking them has that information. And I will also send it to you guys. So anybody who researches it in the future has that.
That's good. I was going to ask because everything that I like get, not even just work on, but if I interact with someone that is working on a project, like really deep dive, I do tend to ask like, hey, can you send us a copy?
Oh,
because
yeah.
I'd like to keep it in our files so that we have it. So future, like either future me or whoever takes over after me has that information as a base. And I do give credit. I want to make sure I put this out there. Like I do, recently I've been, taking all of Stevie from Truth or Demons, like her podcast when she does the tea times, all the articles on the Warrens. I've been going back and finding them, printing out the full article and then close-ups. But then when I put them in the file at the bottom, it says credit Stevie, tea
like
time,
source
and then number.
Yeah.
So that the future me or whoever knows where I got that from. Because I think that's important. You always give credit to the person that did the work. So
yeah,
all right,
100%.
So
fun. I'm so happy. I truly love this case. This is, I think, some of the most research I've ever done outside of my own house, which is kind of where I started to get some of these tools and like research methods to figure out this information. Also, yeah, I would love to give you my research so nobody else ever has to go through what I did, which was deep nights of looking at census data, zooming in the cursive and being like, oh God, what does that say? It's just so much.
Well, now it's out there because you did a video.
Yeah, and I'm really happy that it's out there. I am like wondering if I should send this to the people who live there. Like, do they want to know the information of their house? But I might just send it to the Historical Society, and if they are interested, they will have the information.
Right.
That would probably be cool.
And I mean, if at the very least, you could always, and this is something that I do, I write a letter, like a handwritten letter, and just say, hey, you know, like, I know your house is famous. I did research. If you're interested, I'd be happy to send it to you.
Yep.
No strings attached. Just,
exactly. Like I have the history.
Your house gave me so much joy in trying to connect with this. And then, you know, if they want to contact you, you can. You put your contact information in. And
I was thinking about doing that. Yeah. Okay. Well, now you've given me the vote of confidence to do that, so I will do that.
It can't hurt, right? I mean,
the worst
they say is no, and they throw it out.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you'll never know.
Yeah. And also, they will know that their house is like kind of famous, so it shouldn't be a shock that somebody's interested in it. So during the break, I was kind of refreshing myself on some of the research. So Eugene and Margaret Perry both pass away. Their eldest daughter, Dorothy, who then marries to become Dorothy Tucker. So if I say Dorothy Tucker, that is their eldest daughter, Dorothy Perry. So her and her husband live like 2 doors down. They kind of take over the house in like the 1940s. And then when they sell it to somebody, I believe her name is Maud Cruikshank.
Mm-hmm.
It's something Cruikshank. And then there's vacant name, vacant. Like you can tell it's apartments listed on the census.
Right.
And so that's kind of like the start of the apartment era. I get a few names on the census. I get a few names in like the newspapers where it talks about a kid graduating from school and then he lives at One Levita Place. Right. So it's that kind of stuff. And then after a while, 1960, I find an obituary for somebody else named Cruikshank. And now this might also be Cruikshank, like Maud M. Cruikshank. I can't remember right now, but it's her obituary, and she owned One Levita Place when she passed away. So what I'm thinking is that the Cruikshanks were the landladies.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it says originally it said landlady, and this is a different Cruikshank now, and she passed away in 1960, which in 1967 is when Helen Ackley purchases the house. When she writes the Reader's Digest article, the house has been abandoned for 7 years specifically. So that lines up exactly as what happened, why it was abandoned. So that kind of validates that. And then I think we talked about like the modern folks who own the home. Obviously, the people who own it now, it's private. We're not going to give out those names. I don't even know what it is. But what I also love is I discovered that the paint on the side of the house has changed like multiple times. I think originally it was like a darker blue, and then for a while it was like a light pink, like Coraline House-esque, and then it was a lighter blue. And then when I visited, it was a shock because it was pastel purple.
Love it. I love it.
That's great.
Really, because I remember looking at Zillow listings for when Mataseyu sold it. It was light blue. So within the past 5 years,
Right.
painted pastel purple. Such a good choice for
I
us.
don't remember.
I love
I'm
purple.
trying to remember like what I'd have to look up. I'm going to look it up while you're telling more of the story, but to see if I can find
the picture when we were
when we were there.
Well, was it after 2021?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Then it might be. Then it might be light blue, or maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
So something else that so that's it's kind of the history of who has lived in the house, which I think is really exciting to give names to these people and kind of a little more story to the home. When I was looking at newspaper articles, which is also my favorite thing to do, newspapers.com hates to see me coming. Like I love it. I found some photos of Helen Ackley in the home with an art student who made these like double negative looking photos to represent the ghost.
Yes,
Yeah,
I've seen those.
cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I just it was interesting when I first did research that none of those came up. Like there's actually not that many photos inside the home or of Helen Ackley during that time, but I collected a few, which I thought were really exciting. And they're just like, I love like the artistic representation of it. I don't know. There's something really, I think, beautiful about it. Like she really cared. So yeah, I think I'm trying to figure out what else maybe about the story that I didn't already mention, but that's just kind of like the general gist of everything that I learned about that house. And then of course, recently we got confirmation that Eugene Perry did build the house, which is like,
Yes.
yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, I love how this is going to make me sound old. I really I know it is, but it's so refreshing to see the enthusiasm from you about researching these past events and these people, and the comments that you made about learning about this gentleman and his life and like that you had no previous connection, no reason to know until this came up. That's a thrill that I experience every time going into this, because you get to learn, and I've said this multiple times, you get to learn about someone and their life and the impact they had on their family or the community. And recent event was the Sally house that I did a video on, and just learning about the doctor in the story and how he did so much good for the entire town, and all he is remembered for is allegedly botching a surgery, which never happened, on a little girl. Like it sounds. Shut up, Friday House. Where's I don't. Do I have? No, I don't have a. I need a shut up sign. I have a new sign.
Nice.
I have a shut up Tim.
Nice. You can just cover the Tim part, and it works. It works fine.
Shut up, Friday House.
But no, truly, that's what I actually love about the paranormal. I think at first I love like the spookiness aspect, the mysterious aspect, the otherworldliness. But I always say the paranormal is a great way to gaslight young folks into getting interested in history, because they are learning about folklore and history that they would probably not learn about in history books. Right. It's so like sometimes like local and small, and you do get to learn about people, events, locations that you would have never heard about otherwise. Right. Mm-hmm. So that's why I love it. And I do love research. This was the first time I ever did something this deep for like a paranormal thing. Mm-hmm. And I love it. I want more of it. So, and
it teaches critical thinking.
Big time.
It builds your critical thinking skills because of looking at the documents, trying to figure out where to go next, realizing like when you were looking at the title deed, the land deed, and realizing, there's other, I can go and search through the catalog and see the rest of the deeds and track that.
And what all the little comments on the map
looking at
that's
the
pretty
key,
cool.
The basic, which is like, I can't tell you how many times I've looked at the maps with someone and said, well, did you look at the key? And they're like, what? what key? I don't have a key. And I'm like, the key that's in the beginning. You have to
It
look.
tells you so much about the house.
Yes.
You can get like a picture of what it looks like. It's like the best way you can like travel back in time.
Right,
What
right.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love research. It ruins my eyes and gives me gray hairs, but I would do it any other day. It's
all
so
good. It's all good.
Yeah.
And this case is now a very famous case. It is used in a lot of teaching law because it is, and we have to make sure we get this right here, because there was somebody that was, I believe he worked in the legal system and as a judge for a while, but the ruling is that it's common knowledge that it's a legally haunted house, but it's only legally haunted by law. It's not haunted.
Yeah.
Right?
I swear the judge was like in the courtroom. He's like, oh, I've got a really good newspaper title cooking up right now. Like, I have a way to make this work. I swear. Because I believe the actual ruling, like, by matter of law, this house is legally haunted. It's like, first of all, I mean, I can't, of course, I would do the same thing. That's such a sick thing to say in a courtroom. But I also remember the listing agent, I think his name was Richard Ellis. And forgive me if I'm getting that wrong, but I believe his name was Richard Ellis with Ellis Realty. He was saying that actually after this case is where that, like, I would almost call it a rumor, which I don't know if this is the same up in Buffalo, but definitely like kind of on the coast here, that you have to declare when you sell your house that it might be haunted or that somebody's died in the home. Yeah. So that's kind of where that picked up, was saying if you think your house is haunted, you have to declare it before you sell it. That's where that came from. But it was like overruled in 4 months after like somebody higher up changed. Like they're like, no, this is BS. We don't need to put that in. So it never actually stuck, but people like to cite it like it did. That's from my understanding anyways. But I think something interesting here, and might explain why I believe this was not looked into historically, is because there was that legal case that was so big and like so well covered. There was the haunted house, there was history, and there was a legal case. The legal case kind of became way more public and way more prevalent, way more interesting to folks, that nobody decided to look into the history. If the legal case wasn't that interesting, I bet you people might have started looking into the history. But I think it just went that way, which was a little frustrating for me, but I figured it out. So
I agree. I mean, the legal case definitely overshadowed it because it had all the elements that sold papers.
Yeah.
At the time, it was the old school viral. It went viral because everyone wanted to know, like, how's the court going to decide? What's going to happen here? And all the focus, the spotlight was directly on how is the case going to turn out, not what's the history of this. Nobody, like I think I mentioned in the beginning, nobody cared. And it's a shame. But it leaves it open for people like you to come along and do your deep dive, get your gray hairs.
Lose my sleep. It's fine.
Sleep when you're dead. You don't need that.
And you know what also is so cool? And I said this in my video. Like I don't have an opinion on the hauntings because I am a skeptical believer. I was not there. I do not have the opportunity to talk to Helen. I've only heard secondhand accounts. Like I don't feel comfortable making an opinion on if it was real or not. Something I find interesting is the family structure of the Perrys mimics the family structure of the Ackleys almost exactly.
Yeah.
There is a mom, a dad, 2 sons, 2 daughters. There's an elder daughter who's like the oldest of the kids. The fathers pass away first. Like all of that lines up really eerily to each other. And if I'm being a little kooky and going into the spiritual here and the paranormal, I could see a paranormal argument being like it only happened to the Ackleys because it was the closest to their existence.
Here's my skeptical eyebrow going up.
you have to do this.
I can't do the one eyebrow thing.
You can't do the.
I can't.
The little.
I have to help it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, of course I can't say anything. I just think it's interesting.
Cool. I agree. It is a cool coincidence.
Yeah. No, that's what it is. Yeah. And I think. Yeah. I think that's also kind of special. Like this history was forgotten, but there is that cool coincidence that I think if people remember, they would have brought up when trying to like talk about this haunting.
Right.
So I thought that was kind of really interesting. It's also interesting that Sir George and Helen's husband, his name is George. Like, I think that's where they got that. I think they're like, let's think of a name, and they probably knew that Helen's husband's name was George. He's opening the book.
This is, let's see, Nyack. So this is in 95. Published in 95. So it was a few years, because the court case was what, 91, right?
Yeah, so the husband had already been passed away for a while.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was probably a subconscious thing that came through.
I mean, this guy, I'm sure our psychic, Glenn, likely read the paper. There was probably an Associated Press article that came around and made it out to him. And I'm going, here's my speculation. Okay. I gotta do like a little like thing, like speculation time. I see psychic Glenn reading the paper and going, oh, you know what? That's in the news. I'm going to get a little attention for myself. I'm going to remote view, reach out and long distance connect with a ghost there. I'm going to write a book that's shitty. I'm just going to write a book and I'm going to sell it.
Yeah. Well, who was there's the author, and then there's the psychic. Who's the author again?
Bill Merrill.
Okay, and then Glenn Johnson is okay. So I think Bill Merrill heard about the case first, and he contacted Glenn Johnson for his help.
Okay.
It's in the foreword. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, again, granted that it's on the other side of the country, no contact whatsoever. Didn't even fly out to see the place.
That shocked me. I was really expecting them to have flown out there.
You know what I brought up? This is a side note here.
Yeah.
So we're watching your video last night, and to refresh and look at it, and at the end, you're at the house. You're in the street in front of the house, and I was sitting there going, "Why didn't she go to the library and look for the book?"
I know, Kenny. It was on my list of things to do, but I had a very limited window of time.
Right.
To do
I
it.
know. It happens. I get it. So I'm not going to fault you for it. But I was like, she was right there.
I know. Also, Nyack is gorgeous. Like the downtown, so cute. Also, worst thing to film in front of that house. I hated that so much. There were neighbors doing stuff in the yard. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get the cops called on me. This person's probably so annoyed with people coming to their house. I hate this so much. I was like doing it in one take. And I was like, let's get out of here.
You know what? I think you didn't go up. Like I briefly thought about going up and knocking on the door when we were there. And I was like, they probably have enough people do that. I'm not going to do it. I'm here.
I wouldn't let them.
They don't know me.
There's also a gate, like there's a little gate before you get to the front door. And I feel like that's communication.
Exactly.
Stay out.
Yep.
Stay out of my house. I don't want, but even if I was going to do that, I would plan ahead and I would send a letter saying, hey, I'm going to be in the area. This is who I am. This is who I work for. I'm not looking to get ghost story out of it, but I'd like to be able to talk to you and just ask a couple simple questions. Anything going on?
I would also just love to see the inside of the house. I would love to see where Helen Ackley saw that apparition.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because I don't think a single paranormal investigation has happened in that house. And now that I say it, I feel like Sam and Colby are going to figure out a way to do it.
Better not.
No.
I know. I just want to see it like inside. I'm curious what it looks like.
I love the pictures from the realtor though. There were some from Zillow, and I was like, that house is gorgeous.
Knowing Sam and Colby, they will film at the wrong house.
Also, they might have already tried, to be honest, to get into this. I'm also this is my speculative hat. They don't come up with the locations as their managers. They have a big management company.
Well, I say that because they went to the Smurl haunting and they filmed in the wrong house. So but I mean, I think they did it right. I think the current owners of the Nyack house did it right. They kind of just bought it and said, look, they're just not contacting anyone. They're not letting
To be
anyone
honest,
in.
I don't know how much I bet you they were looking at the house to buy it and then they were given the story when they bought it, because this is not in the common zeitgeist anymore. I did not hear about this until I went looking for stories to cover. So I don't know. I don't know if they even know much about it when they bought it. But yeah, I would love to send them a letter and be like, hey, I mean, I can't say who I'm working for. I'm working for me.
Right.
I'm
Hey,
not an
that's
organization.
good, but I mean, yeah, I just see
It's-
history on your property, and
Yeah,
I'm
'cause that's-
interested if you would like it, because
That'd be
it would be
interesting,
cool. Yeah,
I would do that, especially if I got a letter like that and said, "Oh, if I didn't know, I'd look it up. I'd Google it and be like, oh, my house is famous. All right, this person did it. I would look you up. And again, this is me too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd look you up and be like, oh, she did a whole video. There's my house. She was outside my house. Stalker.
I know. I don't want them to see that actually.
but
But I would hope that they would see the love and care that I put into it.
They
And
would,
that I
I
was
think,
like
yeah.
respectful, hopefully,
Yeah.
about like
I think so.
the house
I
and
think
the
so,
street.
yeah.
I didn't even film in front of it, if you notice. I'm like
I
up
know.
the street a little bit and like to the side. Like, let's frame it nice and then let's go.
Right. In and out. Let's just do it. All right. So I think we covered the story. So this is great. And we are already a half hour into the second hour.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
No, cool. It's cool. I enjoy the story. I wanted to hear the research. I wanted to hear your retelling of it or your telling of it and any other little details. So it's totally fine. But now I think we'll get into some questions.
There's a few. Yeah.
There's a few.
There's
Okay. All right.
a lot of them we kind of answered as we went. So
Okay. That's good.
let me
That's
see.
helpful.
I know.
We got ahead of the game.
I love questions. I want questions.
I'm trying to find.
It's funny whenever I do a lecture, when I go someplace and I do a full lecture, you can see like I'm a little nervous because I'm trying to get everything out. I'm trying to make sure that I cover everything and I stay within the time that I have. And even Donna has said it. Once I'm done that and we go to Q&A, you physically see like I relax because I'm like, all right, now I'm into my element. Ask me questions. Let's just get into it. I love this. Friday House. Do you feel most, assuming they are real, hauntings happen just for the one who witnessed it, or are they random happenings? Are they random happenings?
I think I understand. Like, is it a
Yeah.
purposeful haunting or is it purely random? I feel like I usually err on the side of them being random. Looking into the Ackley house kind of skewed my opinion on that, because I feel like if the hauntings are genuine, that there was a reason, because like the family mirrored it very eerily. And the more I think about haunted house cases where it does seem to only happen for one family or for one person and not for the others, I feel like maybe there's a reason, like something about their personality, not the like, oh, you have to like be open to it for it to happen to you kind of thing. Like maybe there's something about your life that is familiar or something that is mirroring something that happened in the past. Like, I think that's an interesting thing to think about. I don't know though, because none of us do.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, there's so many weird things that happen. So much stuff goes on that we don't pay attention to. So much happens where we misperceive what's happening. I mean, I'm sure everyone goes through this where you walk by a room and you think someone's in there, and you stop, you go back, you look, you realize no one's there, or it's an optical illusion.
Yeah. And I feel like I've had, because of my own paranormal experiences, I feel like I've had random ones, like the one I told you about.
Right.
And I've had ones that are very purposeful and very much clearly connected to me. If I get into a little story here really quick, I was in college. I went to art school and I was like taking a shower in my apartment at one point. My boyfriend at the time was in the other room doing homework, and this guy hated paranormal stuff. I could not talk about it with him. He gets too scared, which is so funny. Why are you dating me? Like, wrong choice. So he's
opposites attract.
yeah, literally. So he's doing homework, he's focusing, and then he like sees the crack of my door open and he sees my face peeking through, and he's like, oh, she's about to like do a little prank or do a little joke, and he keeps like working on his computer, and then he hears that the shower is still running and I'm still in the shower, but he saw my face peek through the door.
Oh,
And then literally the same week, I had an art professor who was in like the academic building, and the way that this building worked, you entered, there's one entrance for like the public, and then you had to go down this one set of stairs to get to the basement. There was no other way to like go in and out. And I walked down, and he passes me, and he goes, I just said hi to you down the hall. So it was like this weird doppelganger moment, and that feels very purposeful, right? Like that person looks like me. Like, what's going on?
right.
But then again, like I had a white mist go down the stairs that scared my cat. That's not very purposeful to me. That's very random. So
Right. Yeah.
anyways, long answer for a very
No, that's-
specific
oh.
question.
Hey,
We're not strangers to long answers here.
yeah. Have you listened to Kenny?
All right.
Here's a one that
I have a gift for you and Donna. Where do I send? Oh, that's you can let me find the banner where it says our address here. Where is it? Oh, there it is. You can send it right there. That's our mailing address here at the Center for Inquiry. So you're welcome to send it there. And for anyone else that wants to send me a postcard or a letter or anything else, I love mail. And I have not gotten mail in a long, well, actually, no, I have not gotten mail in a long time.
He's like thinking about it.
Guys, we need to write Kenny some letters. Let's do it. Some like positive motivation letters. Let's do it.
Rummy got some mail.
Oh,
Rummy,
yeah, she did.
Rummy got mail here. We have a friend that works at a museum. They sell dog treats that Rummy loves.
Oh,
and
Aw.
she has sent us a pack, and so Rummy was happy, but I was like, I didn't get anything. I like mail. I like mail. All right. Good one. She was painting the walls gray. What was she going for?
Oh yeah. Don't you want to make a cozy Victorian home just gray?
Gray. I know, right?
Like Battleship Gray? Like, why?
I don't know. But then to be fair, if you ever seen like a Sherwin-Williams paint chip, Battleship Gray means nothing. We don't know what it could have looked like. Like it could have been like a very fun gray. I don't know. I had to do a whole bit for that segment of my video where I filmed at like somebody else's house who I knew, and I masked their wall was a bright yellow. I masked everything to be gray to match the story that I was telling. I was like, I have a vision and I'm gonna make it look nice. But yeah,
Good
it
job.
was fun. Thank you.
Good job.
Editing, I'm trying.
I send you a letter in cursive. You won't be able to read it, but hey, I can read it.
Kenny can read
I
cursive.
can read cursive. I grew up with cursive. So yeah, I have no problem reading that. I actually, right now, I print more, but for a long time, my writing, when I hand wrote stuff, it was a mix of
Same.
print and cursive.
Yeah.
And I still do that.
I'm getting to the point where I might just learn like shorthand, you know, like those stuff that looks like glyphs.
Yeah.
Because
right.
I just need to
Yeah,
work
my
right
mom
faster.
used to do
Yeah.
that.
I would
But-
love to learn
But
that.
nobody knows how to read it. That's the problem.
Oh,
So
oh,
you-
there's definitely there's like a whole subreddit that people say, can you translate this please? And like they know. So there's some, but it's a dying art, which
It
is
is a
actually
dying art.
something I wanted that reminds me that I wanted to say earlier about reading cursive, reading census data, is that if the art, the skill of reading cursive is lost in future generations, they're not gonna be able to read historical documents.
yes.
Yeah.
And that's
They're going to
sad.
rely on translators, on transcriptions. And if I had done that, I would have never found the actual like builder of the house and the actual date
Right.
because I was only relying on like the transcription and print. So
Right.
important skill to learn.
And yeah, like somebody mentioned in the chat that I worked in the medical field, and yes, I can read doctor. For many years, I had to read doctor, which is incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can usually figure it out.
I wish I learned shorthand. Somebody's talking about shorthand because my mom, she wrote
Mom
all
learned
her
shorthand.
diaries in shorthand. Half of it's like
That's so
shorthand,
cool.
half of it's
we can
cursive.
translate. We can totally translate. I mean, I looked into it a little bit because when your mom told me that she wrote.
Yeah.
Like for a little bit, I was trying to figure it out. I was trying to learn
Right.
it, but I never pursued it. But I was going back and forth. I wanted to learn sign language, and I bought a bunch of stuff to learn sign language, but I never did it.
My current thing is Egyptian hieroglyphics, so I get it.
You know what's really weird? I went to the post office, and some of the people that work there, they can't read cursive.
Yeah.
Like the guy was like, "What address is this? Can you spell this for me?" Because he's trying to type it in, and I'm like, "You got to be freaking kidding me!" So now when I write envelopes out, I'm printing them because sometimes they probably won't get there.
Yeah,
we've had a couple things come back here that we've sent out, and they actually get all the way to the post office in the area, and for some reason they come back
because they can't read it here.
And I don't know what's
that's
going
sad.
on.
Yeah, I've never had that issue in Massachusetts, but yeah, it's tough.
Vicky Ming, member for 7 months. Awesome. By the way, it's Vicky. Just
Emming.
call me Vicky. I'll just call you Vicky because I don't. Emming?
It's like Vicky Emming.
Vicky Emming.
Yeah.
Vicky Emming. I'll just call you Vicky. It's all good. All good. All right. What else we got? Did Helen ever say it was not fiction? I guess the stories.
Everything that she wrote, she was saying was genuine, true, and happened to her. I'm sure maybe there was like a little bit of embellishment or like a way to write it to make it sound good as a story for the Reader's Digest. But even the interview with Cynthia and the interview with the listing agent, they were both like, no, she wholeheartedly, like, this was true to her. This was real. So if it's real in real life, can be up to, your own opinion. But for Helen Ackley, and I believe this too, she was not lying to anybody. This is her sincerely held belief.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at. I saw Malachi. Yeah, I saw that. Bite me, Malachi. There's a reason behind that.
It's because he's drinking.
Yeah. I don't have my glasses on. I can't see shit.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Can't see.
I'm at the age now. I'm like, I'm reading stuff going.
Yeah.
I know, right? Where are my glasses?
Okay. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. I had a comment and I totally
Here's a
lost it.
question. Go to the question.
Have you put thoughts into having a digital library for CFI? That is totally up to Tim, and probably not. I would venture a guess, and if he's still here, that's a lot. You have to be here and see how large the library is here. You guys get to see it when you were here. We walked through it, but
yeah, I was ready to stay. I was ready to not leave.
Yeah, right.
It's huge. I mean, there's two. Yes, give me the money. that's
right,
it.
Yeah.
It is about getting someone
to
actually do it.
Yeah,
because there are so many volumes down there that it would. We need somebody, or actually like 2 or 3 people full time for quite some time.
You would need more than 2 people.
Yeah, that's a huge undertaking. I mean, your personal use, not public thing. I mean, if we're going to digitize it, it would be for public use. But I mean, anyone is free to come here. All you have to do, cost and labor is expensive. Yeah,
it is.
Anyone is free to come here. You just have to call, let us know you're coming, make an appointment. But you can come and have access to the library and use our research facilities. And if you go on to CFI libraries, something, hold on a second, let me look. CFIlibraries.org. You can search the inventory that we have. You can search the catalog, and if there's a book here that you want, or several books here that you want, you are welcome to come up here. If there's one and you need a page or 2, reach out, because I have no problem going downstairs. I'll snap some pictures for you and send it off. I've done that for quite a few people because it helps. Everything helps. We help each other. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah. So
yeah, knowledge is meant to be shared. That was actually going to be my next question, because I have some things I'm looking into for future videos, and I'm struggling to find any information or resources. So I might have to check the inventory. Let's see.
I will. as we go on, if you're answering a question, I will open my mail and I will send you the link.
Thank you.
Actually, it's literally cfilibraries.org. And
Oh yeah, I wrote it down. I'm
yeah.
good. I'm visiting after this.
So yeah, if you find the stuff here and you need certain pages, let me know. But I would also encourage you to come visit us again.
Oh, I'm going to. I just have to figure out when.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
But you'll have to be prepared to not to have to kick me out the door because I want to stay.
Oh, I'm not going to do that. No.
Great, I'll bring a sleeping bag.
You're in good company here. We understand it, and you will actually take us away from our work because you will have a question and it's like, oh wait, what?
They'll all help you.
This happens all the time, especially with me and Tim. Like, forget it. A question comes up. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Let's go figure it out. Okay, let's go. And that's it. We're done for the day because we're trying to figure it out. So, all right, Kenny, did you find the photo of you in front of the house? I did not yet. Because I know I know it's somewhere.
He's not going to find it right now.
I'm not going to find it right now. It'll
well,
be
post it when you do because I want to see it.
I will. All right, next question. Obscure reference man. Jenny, when you said send us information, let us know what items you are specifically looking for. Okay, yeah.
I will do it.
Good. Yeah, because the more information you give us about what you're looking for, we will we'll try and track it down.
Great.
But also, we want you to come visit.
I know, yeah. I honestly might just come visit first and then ask if you guys have it.
Yeah. You know what? If you're going to come visit, honestly, plan for like 2 or 3 days here.
Oh, yeah.
Not including the travel time. Just 2 or 3 days solid that you can be here because you know how long it takes. Now, every time if you think, oh, this will take me a day, it'll take 3 days. Easy.
Yep.
So, to any on the panel, have you ever seen your doppelganger? I mean,
I haven't seen mine, but I heard about one when we used to live in Cheltenham. Somebody used to see me all the time at Jean's hospital, and I was never there. They're like, "You work at Jean's," and I'm like, "No."
Isn't that so crazy to think that there's somebody who could look very close to you? I forget where I heard this, and this might be incorrect, but somebody or some scientist or some study said that if you were to actually see you pass yourself on the street, you wouldn't recognize yourself because you have like this different perception of what you look like. Like you kind of have this understanding of what you look like that is not true to reality. I also feel like this question could be like a doubles, like doppelganger, as in like, oh, there's somebody who looks like me, or like doppelganger, like the paranormal doppelganger. I just told you about my story.
Right.
She was out there for like a week and then she went away. I don't know what happened to her.
Like I've seen people that look like me. People have sent me pictures, but you're right. I think like I look in the mirror. I obviously don't see the fat guy that I see myself as like 20 years ago. And like I see my reflection now. I'm like, what happened to you? But it's I probably would, Brad. Yeah.
I just want to note, Senior Spookfest just mentioned a story about a wizard of Mill Pond in Massachusetts. That is on my list to research.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff.
All right. All right. Let's try to hit another question here. T Spirits. Hey, can you and Tim give us a CSI library tour, please? Sure. Just let us know when you're coming by. As long as we're both here, yes, absolutely. And Tim usually handles the library portion of the tour. So, and I usually handle like the upstairs, like artifacts and stuff like that I brought in. But yeah, you are more than welcome to stop by. Just again, let us know. That's all. Just send us something so we can make an appointment because we're not always here.
Did you guys go to the antique book fair in New York?
Antique book fair. I didn't.
Yeah, they travel. They're coming to Boston, and I'm gonna go and visit.
Oh, okay.
But there might be some good old spooky books in there. I mean, for a price, but sometimes it's cool to see. Yeah. I
am totally. I'm flea market guy, so like usually unless it's one that I'm specifically looking for, like the Sir George book, I would have paid for because I know the only listings that I could find that were still out of stock, they were still a couple $100.
Yeah.
So I was willing to pay it because I wanted it, and that's how stubborn I am. But usually I'm more of like the $1 a book or $10.
It's nice when you can find that. Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
T Spirits is looking for a video tour.
A video tour here on YouTube. Oh,
that would be something to think about.
That might be something to do.
And put it out on the website too. Skeptical. I mean,
we might be able to do. I'll talk to Tim and see what we can come up with. Because it's like there's 2 libraries here. There's 2 sections. But we'll see. That might be something we can do. Do you know the Bridgewater Triangle?
Oh,
yes.
I do.
I've heard stories. I haven't been there, but yes.
Well, let me know if you ever want to go. But that's a video topic. It's kind of building. Every time I've looked into it, it's just like another thing added to it. It's probably going to be a larger video just because it covers so much.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really excited to do that. I have, God, you should see the list of video ideas I have. It's actually kind of.
I have off screen here. I can show you the edge, but that whiteboard. That's all I'm giving you. But there was.
Yeah, I had to put mine in an Excel sheet.
28 projects that I'm working on.
Like actively working on. I just have it set up as ideas to look into later. I don't have active.
In various stages. I ping pong back and forth. But yeah, I mean there's never enough time, and there's always one more thing to look into.
Yep.
So
yep.
It's that will be your life until you die.
Yep.
All right.
Here's
Are we
a
good?
question.
Jade Kitten, wouldn't this show be the appropriate show to expand on the aforementioned mystery adventure? I'm not sure what that means. Wouldn't the show be the appropriate show to expand on the aforementioned mystery?
It was earlier in the night, so maybe I don't know. I don't know. Jade, if you're still around, give me some context because I don't understand what this is for. Okay.
But yeah.
And then somebody, we're done with questions.
Okay.
But here Giselle said,
my dad would love that.
I think she's talking about the tour of the library.
Oh, okay.
For people that can't get here, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I always encourage people to come out. If you can, drive out. If you can, we do have 2 hotels. Like there's one literally right behind us.
There's 2.
And then there's one down the street. So it's really easy to come here, stay here. It doesn't cost anything to get in. As long as you let us know you're here, we'll give you a tour. And we also have the gallery will be opening sometime, but we can give you a sneak peek. Not really, but yes, we can. But there's so much to see here, and we always love having visitors. So definitely come in. But once in a while, I do videos. Like I think the one time with Tim, we actually did a video tour. We came back from break, and it was the first time I connected with my phone during the show, and I went down to the gallery and walked through it. I have done videos in the past where I walk through the library, but maybe we can do that again. And just I'll do something with Tim. I'm inventing a bacon rum fudge.
Yum.
Wow. You totally have my attention, kid.
We can't do a show without mentioning bacon.
Bacon rum fudge. Bacon rum fudge. That sounds
really
like
thinking about that for a while.
I know. Well, that sounds like you take like a bite and you're like, oh my God. And then you take another bite, you're like, oh my God, this is too much. I don't think I can eat it anymore. And that's it. Like, you can't eat it anymore.
Yep.
That's okay. All right. So we're done with question. Oh, Cliff, chocolate and rum go together, and bacon, chocolate together. So it would be good. Yeah. I mean, I love chocolate covered bacon.
Is that a thing?
It is a thing. Yeah.
That is a thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. You go to certain areas, there is chocolate over everything.
That's crazy.
Every single thing. And then
they can put chocolate on anything,
other places, like they will deep fry anything
oh
that's
my
not
gosh.
nailed down.
Oh my gosh. Deep fried.
Which I love. So deep fried chocolate covered bacon.
Yeah, look, everybody's loving it. Look, I've had bacon bourbon fudge.
Bourbon fudge. Yeah, I think I've had that. I think go to
Take my money.
So, do you have any other projects? Do you have any other, like, what's?
Oh,
I know you're working on something.
Here we go.
Oh wait, what's it?
Okay.
What's one of your go-to research techniques that you wish you had known earlier in your research career? That's a good one, John.
I think I mentioned it earlier about like stepping away, but I really do think that's something that if I had done more often and planned to do it, I probably could have come up with the answer that I came up with today quicker.
Right.
It's exciting to be finding answers constantly. You just want to keep going. You just want to keep going. One more article, one more search.
Right.
But take the time. And also, I think a research technique that I should start to adopt is reaching out to people who may be able to help. Like,
yes,
Kenny, I could have maybe reached out to you. Could have maybe saved me a few nights. But I also kind of have this thing where, like, I want to do it all myself.
You want to do it exactly.
Yeah.
Kenny's the same way. Yeah.
It's a difficult lesson to. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I was just gonna say it's that, but I also think something that I learned was that I can do the research, and that, yeah, I'm like just this random girl who's interested in the paranormal, but my research is still valuable. The insights that I find are still valuable and worth knowing and worth sharing to other people. I think there's a lot of imposters like syndrome going on, specifically with me, because this is not my full-time job. Unfortunately, this is not like my specialty or my career. This is just a hobby for me. And when I was making the video, I'm like, should I? Like, I'm not a historian. I'm not a genealogist. Like, I don't.
But you're doing the work. Yeah.
But I'm doing the work, right? So I still think that the work is valid. And that's actually a piece of advice that I'd give anybody in the audience and anybody who's listening and watching this. If there is something that you're interested in and you want to research, just go for it. Just start somewhere. It can be really daunting, specifically when you have like a huge case you don't know much about. But when you start in one place, you're going to start finding little threads that'll bring you to other places, and also reach out to folks. Usually everyone's kind and will help. But I want more people to get into this because it's fun and important. And I think history is good. So long-winded, but that's what I got to say.
That was perfect. I loved it. I will add on that, like, first and foremost, you are not a random girl. No one is just a random person, girl, a boy, man, woman. No, you're not just random. You took a passion. It's not just a hobby. Like, you have a passion for it, and it shows. And I think that's really important, because you can have a hobby that you do once in a while, but you show the passion that you have for this shows through. It shows through the work that you've done, and the detail that you paid attention to, which is great. And I think it's a difficult lesson to learn for all of us, to ask for help. I'm going to totally be old again and say my Gen X. I am totally Gen X, and we do shit ourselves. Like, it was always, I'll just do it myself. That's always been the mentality.
Well, because we grew up without the internet too.
We grew up with our parents kicking us out of the house, saying, "Get out, go, don't come back till the lights come on."
I mean, we spent hours in the library doing research papers, where kids don't have to do that now.
But learning to ask for help it's a difficult lesson sometimes. But once you embrace it, you realize how much more that we can do.
Yep.
Like Tim, I can't give Tim enough credit for how much he's helped me over the years, where I can go in and talk to him or send him an email and say, "Hey, I'm looking for this," and he finds it. And it's after I've tried to find something for days and can't find it. And if I just would have stopped after a day and said, "Hey, can you help me with this?" I would have been further along. So it really does show the amount of work that you put into it, the professionalism that you put into it. So I'm so happy that you do what you do. And I'll end it on a note. So this is something I learned from Penn Jillette. Talking to him about what I do, what we do, what he does. And he went into a talk one time saying that he works on several projects and he actually limits himself. He doesn't spend the entire day on a project. He limits himself to an hour. He does it, and when the alarm goes off, he switches and goes on to the other project that he has to do. And I think that works for us, where we have to work on something. We need to take a break.
Yep.
Because you lose stuff, you miss stuff. So you have to force yourself to take a break, get up, walk around, do something else, and then come back to it. And it's like fresh eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And luckily I'm a little bit forced to do that because I have a 9-to-5 corporate job. Like I'm working throughout the week, and then I'm on the train home. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this article and I'm going to look back into it, and it helps me take breaks. But yeah, I echo everything that you said.
That's awesome. That's awesome. IB Anarchist. Oh, awesome. Member for 4 months. Thank you so much. That's awesome. I love that. I just love seeing that. I love seeing that. I love seeing people that are so interested in what we're doing, and that they invest their time and money into what we do. So I appreciate every one of you guys. All right, so we are at the 2-hour mark. You made it.
Yes.
You made it through. Hold on. I have to hold on a second. I'm going to mute my mic. All right. So I'm going to give you code. Oh, Blast Rights, member for 18 months. Oh yeah. It's not, yes, that's right. I'm going to give you code and say, before the show started, I had mentioned that.
Oh, I already, when you went off mute.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good.
My psychic abilities tuned in remotely to hear what you were saying.
We got to go there.
The energy that you were giving off.
Oh my God.
There you go. Sorry. I realized I should have put that in earlier. There you go.
All right. So we're going to wrap this up.
You got another kit for
I think this seems excessive. 24 months. It is not excessive. Keep it going.
You love us.
All right. So I do have, hold on, let me find it. Banner. We can go, we put that banner up. That's your website. So people can find you. Love to talk on this house. Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. This was amazing. I'm so happy I got to talk about all of this again. Also, because you invited me on the show, I got my answer for that.
Yeah.
You know? So
that's us working together.
Exactly.
Without even realizing it. That's awesome. I love it. So yeah, people can visit you at jennytwigs.com. You have a YouTube channel, videos on it, and anything else you want to plug while you're here?
No, just you'll see my videos on my YouTube, Jenny Twigs. That's where I'm doing my long form content. The stuff that's on my website, with this past video that we were just talking about, the one with the Nyack house, I learned the character limit of the YouTube description box. So I can put all of my sources in there, which made my website be the place for all of my resources. So if you guys are looking for links to things that I reference, images, any of that, all of those sources are on my website. I also put a pretty nifty interactive timeline for you to see the history of the house, and you can click through and see when things happened.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's all I really got to plug.
All right, good. Oh, I see. What is that's the I'm looking at your website.
Oh, he brought it up.
I'm looking at it, and that's the alien creature. I recognize
the Dover Demon.
Yeah, the Dover Demon. Yes.
I love that little guy. Oh, he's so cute.
we had actually like a rivalry. That word going on here because Ben Rafford, my our deputy editor here, and Joe Nickel, before he passed, Ben had wrote an article about the Dover Demon, and Joe, I guess, had an issue with it because it gave different explanations than what Joe had. So Joe had a follow-up article, and they were kind of fighting in the magazine, which I thought was great.
Right, they're going back.
That's like old school shit.
I probably have their articles saved somewhere because I am going to be covering the Dover Demon next year, awesome. Probably for the anniversary of its seeing, when it was spotted.
All right, so let me real quick before we play the outro, I want to give some announcements. So Let me see. Where do I have announcements?
I don't know.
I think I do. I know
You
that
should have a few.
September 19th, if you're in the area, we are doing Donna will be at the Haunted Market on Grand Island.
Oh yeah. That's
So
coming
big
up.
kind of craft show.
Yes.
Yeah, and she will be there selling her crafts and other stuff. So it's really cool. I find some really cool stuff there. We also have what's coming up September 4th. If you're also in the area, this is really cool. We have a lecture going on here at CFI. We have environmental scientist Allie Berry, not Halle Berry, Allie Berry, coming here. She's a water scientist. She works with the Finger Lakes in the New York area. She's coming out here to talk about water or plastics in water. So she's going to be talking about drinking water and bottled water versus tap water or stuff like that. Really interesting. If you haven't seen her channel, it's called Aqua Diary. Really, really cool. I got turned on to it and I was like, this is awesome. This is a lot of science. Really cool stuff. And then I am putting it out there as a teaser here. October 31st, we're going to have an event here, which Jenny should totally come to.
I'm trying to make it work.
I don't want to hear try. Do or do not. There is no try.
Okay, I will let you know.
We're gonna do it's gonna be the CFI's Houdini Centennial Seance or something like that, because it is the 100th anniversary of Harry Houdini's death. So last year we did a Houdini seance, mostly in honor of Donna's birthday. But this year we're doing it for the 100th anniversary. It's a full event. We're going to have
Donna's birthday and EC's birthday.
Dustin Dean will be here. He is a famous magician mentalist. He's going to do a mentalist show to show you how psychics do their shit. We're going to have a scavenger hunt. We're going to have ghost photos. We're going to have a lecture about Houdini and his interaction and career exposing psychics. And then we're going to end it with a traditional Houdini seance. And then maybe a little extra afterward. I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen, but there's a little extra. So it is a full event. Look for more information coming up from CFI. And with that, I'm going to I wonder if we can make that happen.
Well, yeah, we're doing a seance.
Sure. We're going to do it. And we're going to do it like we did last year. We have a recording from Ed Saint, who was a friend, a colleague of Houdini, and he does a very dramatic, very spooky reading. So imagine 100 years ago, them doing this, and it's a very, oh my God, I get chills when I hear
it's pretty
recording.
cool.
It's really cool. And then we have Bess Houdini. We have a recording of her talking about the seance after it was all done.
It's going to be a cool
it's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. So, all right. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. And then everyone else, have a great weekend. And remember, never stop learning. We'll see you next time.
Have a good week, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Yay. Here we go.
Bye.